Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hello, my friends. There we are again on the roof. Every day I'm getting a bit better. Still, it's not over, but daily improving slowly. And we are lucky because every afternoon there were thunderstorms and quite heavy rains. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to start anytime soon. That's good. I start with a question that Sharon asked. She said in so many spiritual teachings, they say you have to let go the ego. But how do you let go the ego? If I try to let go the ego, then it's the ego who tries to let go of the ego. What to do with that letting go of the ego? There are not two selves, the real selves and the wrong self. You are what you are. What we call the ego is just a misinterpretation of our experience, of ourselves. It's something that doesn't exist if we don't produce it in the mind. It's not that we have to search for the ego and then somehow get rid of it. It's just a misinterpretation of what really is going on here now. And that misinterpretation is so habitual that we have the tendency to just continuously renew it, creating that sense of separation, me, a person, separate from all the others, from everything. If we simply stop doing this, there is no ego to let go. There's not another false self that we somehow have to get rid of. It's a ghost that we are creating and recreating and recreating. Just bring the attention to the present. Be here, be now, be conscious, consciously conscious, as good as you can. And then the old habits will take over and we become aware of it and let go of it again. But if you live in the present, there is no question of the ego. The ego is always the story dwelling on the past, emotionally, energetically attached to things that have happened, projecting it in the future, anticipating, worrying. Here, now, timeless. Here, now, none of that is there. Then Sharon asked, but if I want to change things in my life, is it the ego? Is it okay? Does it come from the self? Of course, it depends the motivation. If I think I, me, as a person, should do this, should do that, should get this, should get that, to do something to get approval, with the positive feedback I'm longing for, then of course it's strengthening the old habit of the me, separate from the whole rest of existence. But if you are just living in the now, and spontaneously you feel, okay, there is a change of direction. Something needs to be changed in my external appearance, in my day-to-day life. So absolutely nothing wrong with that. It depends entirely on the motivation. Where is the motivation coming from? Is it that I want to change something again to glorify the self-image that I have created? Or is it a real feeling, a real urge from the self that just something needs to be changed because the self wants to express itself in a new and maybe more vast, more creative way. Nothing wrong with changes in the life. Not to be motivated by the little petty personality doesn't mean we become, after that, incapable of acting. On the contrary, there is more energy because we don't waste it with worries all the time. There's a direct link to one's own creative nature, which may or may not manifest in external actions. But not being motivated by the ego doesn't mean we become incapable of acting. Absolutely not. Then just things are coming, we deal with it, we let them go. If we are not creating all the scenario in the head, is it right, is it wrong? What do they think? What do they say? But just live in the flow, in the now, then it's getting much easier to deal with the day-to-day events. Whatever comes, we deal with it. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not nice. We deal with it and let it go. There is no ego to let go. There is just the habit of misinterpreting our experience. If we learn to live in the present, that habit gradually disappears. Okay, Sharon, I hope you got your answer. Hari Om. Hari Om. Is there anybody who would like to come in? Please come.
Hello, Werner.
Hello, Dial.
I'm happy that you're feeling better. Wish you better and better every day.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I have a question. I'm reading somewhere that when person dies, his energy move out of the body through different parts of the body. For example, they said if the energy go out through the anus, then person go to the hell. If it's going through the genitals, the person will be born as animals, and then etc. through the mouth, nose, eyes, and top of the head. And if the person, the energy go through the top of the head, then person will get liberation. So how can we use this information? I hear about some Tibetan practicing, they learning how to move out to top of the head. So,
Right.
or maybe some other ways. What can you advise to use this information?
Yes, Tibetans, they even can do a yogic practice that they create a hole in the head. But
Yeah.
you don't have to go into all this. Don't take this kind of information too serious. You just be yourself during your lifetime, and your energy, the flow, how you have been living, will look after all that. You need not worry whether your energy is going out here or there, out of the body. It's much more important that you are in harmony with yourself, and then everything else will be taken care of. One can, like the Tibetans, one can do all kinds of preparations for that, but you can also completely not be concerned about it. Just be conscious in your life. Live your life as consciously as you can, and then all this will be automatically taken care of at the time when this lifespan within this body is over. No need of worrying about that at all.
Okay, I'm practicing Vipassana.
Yes.
And anyway, I'm observing different parts of the body, and I
Yeah.
start giving more attention to the top of the head, to stay with my attention for some time.
Yes.
In case I'm going to die, it will be more easy to feel these sensations.
Yes, if you feel like doing so, and if it gives you mental peace, then fine, do so.
Yeah, but I find it's not so easy. Some parts it's more easy to feel, but this part it's not so clearly. So maybe I will give more attention to it.
Maybe why not for some time give more attention to that part. Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
but
thank you,
but
Werner.
don't worry about this. Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I will. Thank you. See you.
You're welcome. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Is there anybody else ready who would like to come in?
Hi, Werner.
Oh, hello, Guy.
Nice to see you, and good to hear that you are getting better.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about, I was thinking about it lately. I heard a lot about the darkness and the light.
Yes.
And I think for some time, maybe I misunderstood you. So I just wanted to clarify, do you mean by darkness like ignorance or unconsciousness or something like this?
Ignorance, unconsciousness are manifestations, but there is a certain kind of energy that has been very much in control of this world for a long, long time. And now there is another energy getting stronger and stronger, an energy full of light and beauty and expansion. And it's like that old energy that has been in control is trying to hold on with the fingernails and take more control. So it's a terrible struggle right now energetically that is going on in this world. It's manifesting with all this craziness throughout the world. And the old energy, that dark energy, that not wholesome energy tries to take total control, but it will fall to pieces. It has to go, because that new, not new, it's an old energy also, but it's getting stronger. Right now, there is a really something happening in this world, that the light is getting stronger, slowly, steadily, and eventually this old energy that has been in control and creating all those troubles has to go, and we have the possibility to start a new area, more harmonious amongst people and with nature. But right now we are in the middle of a struggle, so it's a bit harsh.
Totally.
We have to somehow find our way through it until it's getting better. But don't worry, live your life as happily as you can. Be with the light as good as you can. That's the best help and influence that anyone can give to the present movement that is there.
It sounds like an awakening process, but on a global realm.
Right. There is going to be such a thing. I don't know how long it takes. Right now, it doesn't look very much like it, but it is going in that direction. Yes.
But for pure consciousness or the self, where there is no polarities or no duality,
yeah,
then somehow that's where my question comes, because
yeah.
for pure consciousness there is no darkness or light or
yes, that's it's not that now suddenly everybody, the whole humanity is going to struggle for self-realization. But on this relative level, that has been in a very difficult state, there is a struggle going on. And at the end of this struggle, there will be a more conducive environment that people who want to go beyond that can go beyond. But it's true, for the self, there is no light and darkness. There is simply what is. And holding on to that as good as you can is the best you can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let's do that.
Let's do that. Very good. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Werner.
You're welcome. All right. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? Please come. I see one camera activated. I don't know whether it's intentional. The name is Arunachala. Did you want to come in to say something, or is just your camera activated? I can't hear you. The microphone is not activated.
Okay.
Ah, now I hear you.
I participate the first time and I didn't know how it works so well. But still I do have a question, yeah.
You're welcome.
And I didn't find the right or my ideal way to meditate yet.
Yeah.
So a friend told me to meditate, to always ask the question, who is feeling these emotions, who is sensing the sensation, who is thinking this. So to really kind of fully allow to feel what one would call the ego, fully feel that. And this really gives relief, because I feel a lot of tension in the body.
Yeah.
And I really sit there and just feel, and when thinking starts, I come back to feeling, and I mean, I realize how much I think and how much resistance I have, and if I come back to just feel, sense, be aware, then I really get release with all the tension.
Yes.
And at the same time, sometimes I wonder whether this is enough, or whether I still should have on my mind that this is not what I am, what I essentially am, that I should have this at the same time on my mind. And so, or is it just enough, just being aware, just watching, just feeling, just being here? Yeah.
Yes, you are what you are. It's not that you have to somehow create that. It's always there. It's never absent. And if you bring your attention to the present, are aware of the movements, mental, intellectual, energetic, and more just observe and detach from it, in a way, that's all you need to do. Because it's not that somehow through some practice or through some intent, you have to create your true nature. Your true nature is always here. It's never absent. It's that which makes the experience possible now. Without that, no hearing, no thinking, no feeling, no smelling, nothing. But our habit is that we are so totally focused on all the manifestations that we are not quite aware of the essence. But if you bring the attention back to the present by asking, but who is feeling? And then just relax in that. Don't try to do something with it. Use the question to come to the present and relax as good as you can. And then sometimes it's the question, and then you may ask, but who is thinking? Hey, but who am I? Hey. And then that question of who am I may shift more in the simple awareness. I am. I am. You may even think a few times, I am, but then try to shift the attention to that basic awareness that is attached to that simple statement, I am, and relax in that. Then the mind will go again, and you bring it back again. So it goes. Yeah. Just add that aspect to your practice, that you consciously relax in that moment you are here.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just, I'm still a little bit confused, but maybe it's just the practice who will show it, or yeah.
If you want to add something, to have something more to hold on to, that it's a bit easier for the mind, because it's quite abstract to simply ask this question. You can try. You will see whether it appeals to you or not, but that you can combine it with consciously breathing. While you are asking the question, you also are aware that you breathe in, breathe out. That helps to bring you to the present. It's something that is happening now. It's not something that happened or will happen. It's now.
Yeah.
So,
and also the sensation helps me to come to the present, to feel the sensation, and
yes,
yeah.
sure. But you can combine it with the breath and relax.
Yeah, relax, that's the important word for me.
Yes, relax.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish you well.
Thanks
You
a
are
lot.
welcome to come again when there are more questions coming out of it.
Thank you.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to come in? Please come. 31 people here. Nobody wants to talk. What we just have been discussing now, it's a doubt that comes often to practitioner. Am I practicing properly? But it's not that there is a perfect technique and we have to find that perfect technique and then everything goes fine. All the techniques, all the different ways to go about it, they are just crutches for the mind that makes it easier to bring the attention to the timelessness of the now. It's not easy to purely, abstractly let everything go and simply be. So it's easier to have something to hold on to that helps to bring the attention to the now. But there is no such thing like the perfect practice. So practitioners should not waste their time and energy wondering, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? Each one has to find for themselves what is working best, and each one find their own unique flavor, knowing that the practice is like a crutch. It's a help. It makes it easier to bring the attention to the timelessness, to the now, and then relax. That is something that is very important. No matter what technique we use, no matter what practice we do, connect with the now, connect with the self, connect with the timeless, and relax. Relax, 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 let go. Okay, again I'm asking, is there anybody who would like to come in? Please come. Hello, I hear a voice. Hello, I'm hearing a voice. I don't see anybody. Ah, now I see somebody. Yeah. Hello. Ah, hello. Nina.
I'm back in Tiro.
You're back in Tiro. I see. I hardly hear you. Can you somehow come closer to the microphone?
Now you hear me better?
Oh, yes, much better. Yeah.
Yes. I don't have this. Actually, I could use this. One second.
Actually, now it's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what to say. Huh? Just it becomes a little bit more gentle, a little bit more self-aware, and also I feel the same. No, darkness is leaving, like the aura is leaving, and it gets a little bit more open.
That's very nice to hear. Yes, great.
Yeah.
So slowly getting easier again.
Yeah, easier. I don't know the word easier. Aware, more conscious, more self-love would be a word. More,
yes.
Yes. More.
That,
yeah.
Yeah. Very happy to hear.
And to the resistance to not practice, but to give this the space inside more attention. That opened also this big negative that was on top is it's melting a little bit, so light comes in like that. I would just have it.
Oh, very happy to hear. So continue like this. So you see, it was worth the trouble just to stick it out, huh?
Maybe yes.
Yes, it's always worth the trouble. Even if we go to difficult times, if we stick it out, eventually it turns again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
Hey. I go.
Okay. Hariom. Hariom. It can happen on the path that suddenly we go through difficult periods. We think, oh, it was quite easy before, and now everything gets difficult. Seems I'm going backwards. Seems I have lost what I had, but actually it's not really like that. When we keep on going deeper, sometimes deep from the subconscious comes a lot of resistance, a lot of obstacles, which we have not even been aware that they were there. But when we get subtler, then they may come to the surface, and that may result that we have to go through periods where it's getting very difficult, where we feel, oh my God, I was capable of practicing, I'm not more capable. It seems all my efforts are not doing anything, and not helping in the right direction. And there, it's just good to somehow, no, that can happen. That from the subconscious, we may have had a lot of obstacles that simply have been there waiting. And as we getting subtler, then they come to the surface and create problems. But if we don't give up, if we continue, eventually they also will pass again, and it will get easier again. And then we become aware, yeah, nothing was really lost. It's just that we had to go through a difficult period. That can happen. So whenever this happens to somebody, don't get disheartened. Just accept this can happen. Be with the self as good as you can. Be with the self-love as good as you can. And eventually, the difficulties, they will pass again. And it's getting easier again. That's how it happens for most of the people. More or less, but this up and down is very common. Okay, is there anybody else who would like to come? You're welcome to come in.
Hello.
Hello. Ah, hello, Anita.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And I can see you.
Okay, good. Because you just mentioned self-love.
Yes.
And I again and again ponder about that, what it really means. I once had a friend who always said, Anita, you have to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never grasp really what it means, because there must be then two, one who loves the self, and which self,
Yeah.
and who is the other one? Lately I had a conversation and somebody explained to me that it's the self is love itself. So, but this self should love the personality self, which I don't. Yeah, what is your take on that?
Yeah, of course. It's a way of expressing something. Self-love. Self-love is always there. Everybody, whether they know it or not, love themselves first. That's natural. Actually, to come to consciously more to self-love is not that we have to somehow emotionally try to create something. It's more that we see all the defects that are there in our personality and have the tendency to create an aversion, to create a self-hate. And there we can work on it and not do so. That doesn't mean we have to say everything is so wonderful with my personality. Sometimes there are things that are nothing wrong if we change that a bit. But to come to self-love is more that we see that how easily we create resentment against ourselves, and learn then to see that and let that go and not to do so. It doesn't help anything if we resent ourselves. If we see certain things need to be worked on, need to be changed, so what? You're good, nothing wrong with that, but we don't have to create that self-hate or resentment. And seeing that we are doing that and learning to let that go, that in itself is self-love. It's not that we have to do some emotional acrobatics.
Okay, so it has to do with the personality, actually.
Yes.
Because it's yeah.
Because self is love, is loving itself, is radiating love. But then the personality is creating a lot of trouble, and there we can create unnecessarily more trouble by creating self-hate. And not to do so is very helpful, that we can detach from the personality.
Mm-hmm. So that would be also like a bridge from the self to the duality, to the personality.
Yes, I mean the personality is something that is there. We simply have to stop being so identified with it. But somehow it's like a role that we have taken upon us to play in this theater of this world. And that role will be there as long as this body exists. The character of this role, if it's destructive, if it has destructive elements, we can change those. But still, a sort of personality will be there in order to appear in this world, in order to communicate on this level. It's not that this personality is totally wiped out. As long as we are manifesting on this relative level, that personality is always there as a communication device with the whole rest of this level. So we need not struggle against the personality, but see, okay, it's a role. That's not what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a way,
like an actor on stage plays the role, being aware I'm not that role, but still plays the role.
yeah, right. I also once asked a friend, what do you think this is all, how do you see that this is all illusion, this world, Maya, whatever you call it? And then she said, no, but it's real. And I really, the last years through this, all this Satsang and Advaita, and so I had this kind of split mind, this is illusion. And so I was stuck in my life in a way, and it on one level it might be illusion, but also if I'm in it, like if I'm in the dream in the night or in the life, it's real on that level. And I'm just slowly I'm getting into this and getting alive again, because actually I, through that thought that it's just illusion, I kind of put it away. And yeah,
you cannot say it's just illusion. You cannot say it's real. It's not as real as it appears to be. But right now, your experience is real. And the content of your experience has a momentary reality. The difficulty is if we think this is the reality, and then are totally fixed on whatever we are experiencing, then the consciousness is very much compressed in a little bubble. If we can accept, okay, as an experience, it's real, has a momentary reality. Once it's gone, it's no more. It's just a memory. And there is the thing, the hook, that we keep on giving a reality to that which has already gone, which is just a memory, but we hang on energetically, hooked into it energetically, and feed our energy in the past and create a reality that is fictitious. It's just a memory. It's only right now that this appearance is real. The next moment, it's a memory.
Wow, yeah.
But you can be alive here now and be conscious of this reality and live this reality. If you are here now, even if you are living and acting on this relative level, you are in touch with yourself.
Mhm. Great. Thank you for this beautiful discourse. Yeah, very nice.
Good. Very good. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? Please come. But we just talked about the illusory nature of the world. Is it real? Is it not real? It's an age-old discussion. There is never going to be a final answer and that encompasses it all. Anita mentioned the dream, and of course, she's right. When I go to sleep and there I dream, then it appears as reality. That experience is real. Then later I wake up, say, oh, it was just a dream. It was not real. But while the experience was there in the dream, it was real as an experience. Now, can you say the dream was completely unreal, or was it also real? Because both is true, and so is for this world. It's like a long, drawn-out waking dream. But what can happen in the dream is that the dream turns lucid. Out of an ordinary dream, it can become a lucid dream. That means we become aware in the dream that we are dreaming, and still the dream continues. But what a difference for the experience. You may still dream, you may still experience the dream, but at the same time, you cannot take it so serious. Even when there was frightening aspects in the dream, if you are aware that you are dreaming, they stop being frightening. They cannot more terrorize you. And so it is with this waking dream of this world. As long as we take it as the reality, then it's so much of the time it's frightening. So much of the time it's terrorizing. Or it creates ideas that I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, and create a lot of restlessness. But we can, like in a lucid dream, in this world experience, become aware, hey, okay, it is momentarily real here now, but it's not as real as it appears. Then it becomes like a conscious, long, drawn out, lucid dream, and the world stops being frightening. No matter what is happening, you know, it's there as an experience, but it cannot really touch your real nature. You're totally free. You're totally invulnerable. If that waking experience becomes like a lucid dream, then you're free. Then you're not more afraid. Then you just play your role from moment to moment, whatever comes. You play your role. You're aware of the experience. The experience is real here now. At the same time, you're aware this world is not as real as it appears. It cannot really touch you through nature. It cannot really hurt you. And especially in the present time, it's very good to be aware of this. Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? Please come. Nobody wants to talk? Donor is coming slowly closer. Let's see whether we can stay and be somewhat in the dry. At least I have an umbrella here for the worst case. Because the roof is not more so solid. We are here in this world, not by mistake. Our true self likes to experience itself. Our true self likes to expand the awareness of the self. Essentially, we are what we are. Essentially, we are not changing. And yet, the experience of that keeps on unfolding, unfolding, unfolding. And so the self decides to project in a story like this, in a world like this. Even now, we are not really incarnated in this world. It's just an aspect of the self is projected in this world. This aspect assumes its own identity, thinks it's the self, but actually it's just a projection. The self, what we are, is timeless, spaceless, not incarnated even now. And yet, we are not by mistake in this experience, because all the challenges that come with every day give us opportunities to become stronger, to expand, to learn more about the self. So we are here not by mistake. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not so fun. Every moment is an opportunity to become more self-aware. That's the point why to come in such a game. Why to live such a life. Why to be in such a world and go through all this stuff. there anybody who now would like to come in?
Hari Om, Werner.
Ah, Hari Om, Ben, Hari Om, and friend.
Okay. There is a question which is coming to me since this new moon. So as you're proposing to ask a question, a lot of time when I'm gonna go for a ceremony, just about myself, when I have the opportunity to ask questions, I do not know what to ask. So in general, I am just asking, okay, I believe in the energy, so I let come what is gonna be good to come. But in the idea to put words on what do I need or where how to ask, like how to welcome the energy. Yet your emotion coming now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you help me maybe? No.
Good. As far as I understand, your question is how to welcome the energy.
How to welcome the question.
The question.
The question.
Yeah.
Because we all know pretty much what do we need, but when we have the opportunity to have somebody who asks us last, what do you need?
Yeah.
It's like a big blackout.
Yeah. Then you relax and let it come all by itself.
Yeah. But like there is, well, it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyhow, I know that feeling. I used to have my head full of questions, and then I used to go near Amma, and whoop, everything was wiped out of my head. I didn't know what to say.
Exactly. That's exactly that. Oh,
right, right. Ultimately, we basically always know the answer already to our questions.
Yeah.
And then when we are in such a situation, suddenly confronted with the possibility to ask the question, then the question may not even come. After that, when the question comes back, if you look in yourself and feel the question and feel where it is coming from, then in a way, often the answer is already there also in yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are in a car, huh?
yes, we're connecting while on the move. We're on the coast in Spain because I had to leave the retreat center because I have this online program with nutrition. So coming to rent a place on the coast, and now we're in the car.
I see. Wonderful.
It's good to see you. You've got your energy, your health kind of back under a good
slowly coming back. Yes.
That's good to see.
I guess it was also experience that in the long run is for the good.
Yeah.
It was a real power fight between light and dark, and somehow it just wiped me physically totally out, but it's getting better. So gradually the energy is coming back.
What do you feel is you have learned most out of this, or gained, or
being even stronger, that something very dark tried to stop me. somehow didn't like that I keep on inspiring people to open to the light and wanted to stop that. And this whole struggle just gets, instead of stopping, makes it even stronger, what is happening here.
Yeah.
So for that it was useful.
Yeah.
If there is anything more, so far I'm not aware of it.
Can I ask something related to what my friend Madison just asked?
Yes.
I guess it's about our tendency to want to figure out our life and to this, I guess, this habit of never being satisfied with what we have and still thinking of what next and what to do next to make me happy or to be of good service or just to contribute, and how to deal with this mental activity that's pulling us there.
Yeah.
And out of the moment in many times.
Right. When you become aware that you are in that mental stream, then just watch what it is doing to your experience right now. Don't follow it. Don't strengthen it. Don't strengthen the idea that I need to do this, I need to do that in order to be complete, in order to be happy. But just see, out of habit, the mind is pulling again in that direction, and then just see what it is doing to you now. And relax it, let go of it, and become again more aware you are the source of your happiness. You are the source of your fulfillment. It's not coming from the way you are going to live. It's not coming from the feedback that you are going to get from the people. By all means, live your life in a way that you feel it's right, that it's a beautiful expression of yourself. But as soon as the idea comes in, I have to do this in order to be complete, in order to feel fulfilled, then we are starting to get into trouble. The fulfillment, the completeness, the happiness, everything comes out of yourself, not from the way we are living our life, not from what we are doing. We can do something totally ordinary, banal, and live very happily and be in total harmony with the whole. Or we can do all kinds of fancy things, but always wondering, am I doing the right thing? Is it good what I'm doing? What are they thinking? Are they liking what I'm doing? And then even if we are doing externally a very great, super job, then we are bringing all the time that draining meter that drains the energy and estranges from the self. Just become aware again and again and again. The happiness doesn't come from the circumstances. The happiness doesn't come from what I'm doing. You are that happiness. It comes out of yourself. And when you relax, it comes to the surface. And often it's when you do something that you are happy with, then you relax and you feel happy about it. But it's not that the activity in itself makes you happy. Because of you are in harmony with the activity, you relax, and in that relaxation, your inner happiness can come to the surface and express itself.
And there, so from there would come the idea that we need to do more of that thing to be happy.
Yes. Then after that in the mind, we think, I'm happy because I did this, and I'm happy because I did that, and I'm happy because of so many things. But the happiness didn't come from those things. Those things, they just helped us to relax. And in that relaxation, our own inner happiness had a chance to come to the surface. So when the mind thinks, oh, there, I have been doing this and was so happy, so I have to do more of the same thing in order to be happy, more happy, then when you see that, then you can say, hey, there, I'm completely mistaking again. The happiness was not because I did this thing, because I did this thing and it was a true expression of the self. I was capable of letting go, of relaxing. And as soon as we let go and relax, that natural inner happiness, bloop, 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 comes to the surface. That's where the fulfillment comes from, out of yourself. The more you remind yourself of that, the more you become aware of that, the less you feel driven that you have to do more, that you have to do this, that you have to do that. Then you playfully go about your life, express your inner self in a way that you like, without being driven, without thinking I have to do more in order to do the right thing, in order to be a good, helpful person, in order to get fulfillment. This whole damn story is not as important as we think.
Which takes some time to let go of, no? When we've paid so much attention to the story for so long, and society keeps on telling us that we need to do this or that, or then we really have the strong belief of, okay, I need to do certain things, or I guess have maybe an underlying dissatisfaction that's always hanging around, and then we're like stepping into that, trying to figure out then what to do to get rid of it.
Yes, of course, that the conditioning is there from our upbringing, but then the more we become aware that this conditioning is there, the more we can learn not to buy into it all the time. Not to be pushed by the old conditioning, but okay, yes, the tendency is to feel like this naturally because we have been taught like this our whole life long. But if we really look what is happening, then we start to see it's functioning in a very, very different way. Then the old habit will come again, but then you see it again and let it go. That's how it goes. Shall we leave it at that?
No, thank you.
Okay. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? We can still go on for some time.
Hello, Werner.
Oh, hello, Nelly.
Hello, Werner.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to see and to hear that you are getting better.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to share something.
Yes, you're welcome.
Some time ago, I listened to audio book by Rhonda Byrne, A Magic of Gratitude. And I found it very inspiring and helpful for myself. She tells about how important it is to see positive moments that you can be grateful for, and to focus on them instead of some negative moments.
Yes.
And I found it helpful for myself, because I saw how long time many years ago I had this old habit to focus on some difficulties, some problems. This is from my childhood, and I saw everywhere this seriousness in my parents and in all surroundings. And I like to develop this subject to focus on positive moments. I work at it for some time, for some years, and this book inspires me a lot, because I see that it really changes the mood and it changes everything, all my thoughts inside, when I shift attention to the positive things, even very simple things.
Yes.
Like that I have legs and feet and I can walk, and this is a great present. And
yes.
that I have eyes, yes, it's wonderful. And I see that eventually it may come down to the breath, that as long as I can breathe, that I can be grateful for. I have something to be grateful for as long as I can breathe. And this is how to say I see that when we breathe consciously, we connect with ourselves and feel some joy inside, yeah. And when I remind myself about something positive, about something pleasant, I connect with my joyfulness too. I see that this connects. So this is some kind of a way to be conscious,
yes.
to connect with my inner joyousness, yeah.
Yes.
So I just wanted to share that it's very helpful for me to, and very important to go on focusing on positive moments and relax.
Somebody says, hopefully this satsang will be recorded. Yes, it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, right. You're totally on the right track. It's not that we have to make somehow an obligation to feel grateful all the time. But if we can develop that basic sense of gratefulness for the, as you said, for the simplest things, it makes everything so much easier. If we always hanging on to things that we think, oh, it's difficult and it's not good that it is like this, then everything becomes heavy. But on the other hand, if we can focus on anything that just goes smoothly, that just goes, and be grateful for it. It gives such a different basic attitude. So your life will be so much easier if you develop that attitude of gratefulness. And it's true, just the very fact that you can get up, that you can walk, that you can breathe, that you can move your fingers. These are little reasons to be grateful. For if it doesn't work, then it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, this is amazing how I could forget about all this and didn't notice these simple things and think about some difficulties and didn't notice these pleasant moments. I see that this happens every day, but if I don't see them, I lose this presence all the time. Yeah.
Yes, they happen all the time. These little cute moments where, and not only for spiritual people, they happen all the time for everybody, but then they are fleeting, and the tendency in the mind is focusing on things that are difficult, that create trouble. So yes, then everybody overlooks that all the time in between. The attention comes again here to everybody, and the moment of just being is there, but it's so easily overlooked. And if we focus more on those aspects, it just makes the whole life so much easier.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Very good. Continue like this.
Thank you, Werner. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hari Om. Hari Om. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? I think that wasn't a voluntary contribution. Okay, then I'm shutting off the recording for today.